Hi there, I'm Storm, and welcome to Jay's Toy Collection UK. Thank you, Storm, and welcome to what I like to call Mint on Card Monday. So we're going to do a bit of a toy room tour today, but with a difference. We're only going to focus on the figures that I have mint on card. So they are randomly scattered through the room, and they represent lots of different toy lines. So we'll start with Marvel Legends, and we'll start in the wardrobe. So I started this with potentially getting one of every retro card, and then it spiraled to a few more. So on this wall we have the Fantastic Four retro card represented with Johnny Storm. There we are, Human Torch. You're probably going to struggle to see there, but there is a mint on card figure behind Sauron, which is White Vision. As we come down this wall, you will see the Shocker, which I only really bought to maybe do a spare custom, but he's currently mint on card on the wall. If anybody's wondering what the background is, it is literally sort of children's Marvel wallpaper from a local sort of UK DIY store. We have Spider-Man himself. That is the animated 90s series version with the cell shading. Down into Venom. Again, I love that animated series, and the Venom look is so unique with the different colours there. So he never got opened and made the mint on card wall. And we also have Iron Man, again representing the 90s sort of animated series, or the Marvel versus Capcom look on this side of the wall. So we've got 5 or 6 cards down that side. Behind Fing Fang Foom, you will see the Apocalypse card, and there is also a Scarlet Witch card there. So there is room on this wall to add some more. But the main Marvel ones are behind the figures. Let's see if I can get in there. This could be a challenge. So Captain America's at the back, but I doubt I'll get it to focus. You've then got Ghost Rider. We've got the Dan Who Blue Beast. We've got the Bombastic Bagman, Lizard. If I can lean, I'm going to do a bit of leanage. Very deep lean there. We've got War Machine on the Iron Man card and Firelord on the Fantastic Four card. So we have at least one of every retro card, including the sort of 20th anniversary Toy Biz card. So Marvel is well represented with mint on card figures. This is kind of how some of the mint on card did start when I tried to get one of each, but it did spiral out of control. And I've actually forgotten there's some more above me. So if we pan to the top of the Marvel display, you will see we've got the Dark Phoenix there on the X-Men villain card, and we've got Longshot on the X-Men retro card, because I didn't really need to open Longshot because I had the version from the Mojo. There is the Sandman, and there is a really cheap Falcon that I picked up for about £5. So I don't think I've missed any. So that is all the Marvel Legends that I have mint on card. So on to our next brand. Right, we're going to Star Wars Black Series, and I've got a stretch for this one. So there is a peg there for the missing card, because I haven't got one representing Return of the Jedi. So they will be coming out soon, so that gap will be filled, and I can move them along the wall. But again, I've tried to go for one sort of every retro card they've done for Black Series along the top of the Black Series display. So representing the first film, A New Hope, the original film, it's George Lucas himself in the Stormtrooper disguise. We've then got Han Solo in Carbonite from The Empire Strikes Back. Representing the Mandalorian, we've got Moff Gideon in the sort of credits version, the credit collection I think they call that. Now I've got to try and maneuver all the stuff on the floor to get across. Into the Power of the Force up there, we've got Luke representing Power of the Force 1 and Leia representing Power of the Force 2. I'll just pan down so I can press the pause button as I try to get across the floor to the next bit, but there's a load of unboxed figures on the floor. Oh, quick look, and I've got to try and get past them. Right, I'm back with a deep stretch, and all that just to look at Jar Jar Binks. What a bloody letdown. So there is Jar Jar Binks on the Phantom Menace card. Now the Phantom Menace came out when I was 12, so even though it's a crap film, those cards they were everywhere in the toy stores when I was little. So that's probably the most nostalgic card to me, is the Phantom Menace one. And then we have Mace Windu on the Clone Wars card. On the other version of the Clone Wars card there, I think that's Hawk, is it? And you probably can't see, but behind Boba Fett Slave 1 is a representation, that's a fancy word, of the Archive collection card, which Darth Revan is on. So I've got one of all the Star Wars cards. That was inspired by one of my childhood friends that used to have the Phantom Menace cards all across the top of his bedroom when we were little, and I've always wanted to recreate that, so now I'm old, I can finally do it. Right, for the next bit of mint on card, we've had to step out of the toy room because these are actually on the top of the sort of landing above the toy room there. So there's the toy room entry. I do famously have no door, had to take the door off so I could get mint on card behind the door. So there is the infamous door curtain. But the NECA horror stuff is out here. It's going to be quite hard to film it without reflection, but we'll give it a try. So we've got, representing my favourite of all the horror films, representing Halloween, is Michael Myers and Dr. Loomis in the 2-pack from Halloween 2. Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood. There's sort of mangled Jason. Now, of course, Cheeky Monkey Kiara loves the fact that every time she walks up the stairs, she sees these horror figures. That's probably a lie. There is Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Freddy Krueger there. Part 2, Jason, if I can get up there, Part 2, Jason. And we've got the Hellraiser card. I love these VHS boxes from NECA. They do look like having sort of VHSs all over your house, which I used to do as a kid. So there's Pinhead from Hellraiser. There's Ghostface from Scream, and the reflection there of our funky lampshade behind me. And there's Jason again. Is that part 8? Or no, it's part 5. Don't even know what I've got. That's part 5. I can see now with the blue mask, because, spoiler, it's not really Jason. Over here we've got Gremlins represented with the stripe gremlin there. Back to the Future is represented by Doc in his white suit. We've got the SDCC exclusive poster version of The Thing from John Carpenter's Thing. Representing the boys is Homelander. Not the greatest figure. I think that's getting sold because I am just ordered the Mafex version. Robocop's above the bedroom, along with Arnie from Terminator 1 and Sarah and John Connor from Terminator 2. So please do let me know in the comments, have you got any toys displayed around your house that aren't in your toy room? Has your missus let you take over half the house? Please do let me know. So on to the main bit now of mint on card, of what I call the mint on card wall. This is where it's all started, where I took the door off, put a curtain on so I could display sort of behind here and the door wouldn't slam into things. So above where the door was, managed to get some wrestling figures. So there's the Ultimate Warrior in a Legends edition from the sort of speech the night before he passed away on Monday Night Raw. You've got a variant Jake the Snake Roberts. That's in his WCW outfit. His Coal Miner's Glove match, Halloween Havoc 92 with Sting. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think I am, but let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. Any wrestling fans out there? That's a deep cut. And then we've got Kane, initially unmasked, and Triple H from SummerSlam 2003 when he had the quad injury, I think, and the cycling shorts on. So they're above the door. Then, as we go over, that is the Kickstarter Spawn. That figure famously didn't really have as much articulation as we were kind of initially promised, so I didn't actually open that one. So he just sits on the wall representing Spawn. And here is a very controversial set of figures. So this is the Mattel Creations exclusive Origins He-Man sort of anniversary 4-pack. So they did this last year for the 40th anniversary, and it's He-Man's looks from all the years. So there's like the original Filmation cartoon version into the new adventures of He-Man, which is like 1990, and then round there into the 2000X and the modern Netflix. Now this was like £150 for what used to be £20 figures, so it should have been about somewhere between 80 to 100, but it was 150, so I don't think it particularly sold well. But I'm a sucker for nostalgia and I'm a sucker for He-Man, so I couldn't resist. I never opened them and I thought they looked really good on the wall. And as we move down, the rest of this wall is wrestling. So we've got Triple H and Chyna there from sort of circa WrestleMania 14 and 98. And then we've got the ringside exclusive collection there. So I do like things to match. So wrestling figures are notorious for always changing their bloody packaging. But at least these ringside ones match. So we've got ECW version of Mick Foley as Cactus Jack. We've got WrestleMania 12 Ultimate Warrior. And we've got WCW NWO Wolfpack sort of style Hollywood Hogan from the sort of finger poke of doom, Infamous Night, and a version of The Undertaker when he was tagging with Kane for the WCW tag team titles as part of the Invasion storyline. And as we pull back then into the section that really matches, I'll just have a sort of pan down. So these are the WWE Ultimate Editions, the slightly more expensive figures, but the packaging matches, so they look good on the wall. So I haven't opened a lot of them, even though they've got more articulation. So there is Macho Man Randy Savage in his WrestleMania 10 outfit. The annoying thing about that is that came with the New Generation Arena, which hopefully you've seen built on the channel. If you haven't, the video is on the channel. But he comes with all the commentary kit, so I'd have to open it to actually display a full commentary table, which is in the back of the packaging, but I haven't been brave enough to do so. So also part of that set was Doink the Clown, one of my favourites from childhood, even though I don't really like clowns. So let me know your scary clown moments below in the comments. But I used to love Doink, but not so much it. That used to freak me out as well. There's Diesel. No WWE title belt there for Diesel for some reason. And again, these two were the other figures in that crowdfunding project. And then we have Shawn Michaels circa Survivor Series 1995. So that's one where I've tried to theme them in their sort of generations as they go in a way. So down to John Cena with the spinner version of the WWE title. We've got the head of the table, the tribal chief himself, and still Universal Champion Roman Reigns. So I did predict Elimination Chamber right. Roman on his way to WrestleMania, so that's probably the most modern figure in the collection. There is Goldberg in his old WCW look with a smoke that he can sort of blow out his mouth. Looks like a sort of giant cauliflower. And there's NWO version of Randy Savage. That was a Target exclusive thing in the US, but was available here in the UK via import from Rock and Roll Collectibles. Now, talking of these in the UK as we come down, we have been announced that UK stock will be back on these coming in August of this year. The UK retailers will finally be getting Ultimate Editions back again for retail price. And we haven't got to overpay like we did on some of these ones. So there's a WrestleMania 6 Ultimate Warrior in probably his most iconic look. That was Amazon exclusive, but they cancelled my pre-order. So I ended up buying it on eBay, and then they put it back on Amazon. So yeah, definitely overspent on that bloody one. So again, please let me know in the comments any figures you've overspent on that bloody annoys you. So there's WrestleMania 9 Hulk Hogan, and he's got the black eye head sculpt there in the middle. Lots of nostalgia for me on that one. My friend had a WrestleMania 9 VHS when I was little, and that got me deep into wrestling. You watch back now, it's a pretty terrible show, but back then I loved it. So there's sort of more modern Triple H with a handlebar mustache and his DX stuff from sort of 2007, 2008. And there is Batista in his white outfit with the contract signing and the thumbs down hand sculpts there. Into Stone Cold Steve Austin in his Attitude Era look. And over to The Undertaker from WrestleMania 14. And his brother Kane from the same show, both in their WrestleMania 14 looks. They're two of the only ones I've actually bought doubles of, because I've opened those as well. Couldn't resist. And there's an old school sort of NWA era Ric Flair. And the final bit on this wall, we come down to Hulk Hogan from WrestleMania 1, across to Becky Lynch. She doesn't quite fit the theme in, but she's got an annoying tab that keeps falling off, so she's had to be hooked on the bottom. Into the Ultimate Warrior from WrestleMania 8. It's another quite new one. And there's the Amazon exclusive Jeff Hardy. So as I attempt to stand up and pan back, that's the reason the door had to come off. Also, of course, the window's been blocked in here. So again, please let me know if you've blocked any of your house up to display toys. There is one more section of Mint on Card to go. So I've got a couple Mint on Card up by the Sky Striker. So I've got Destro and the Baroness from G.I. Joe Classified. And then what we have behind here, if I can focus in, is the sort of miscellaneous Mint on Card. So these are hung on the pole where the blind would go. So because I've blocked the window, if I show you there, the window has been blocked with some sort of double-sided card and wallpaper to look like brick effect. I don't need a blind anymore. So I got some bathroom hooks off a shower curtain and some paper clips, and I've hooked some figures across the blind because why not? Got to use the space as much as you can. So there is Frodo from Lord of the Rings, the old Toy Biz version, into one of my one of my only DC Universe classics, which is Ares from Wonder Woman. We've got a 40th anniversary Masterverse He-Man. You do get a sneak peek of what's to come soon though, but we've got a full deep dive coming as soon as I finish the collection here on the Filmation version of He-Man figures from Super 7 and Mattel. There's a Super 7 Conan, into a Super 7 exclusive Lion-O, which is the version where he's frozen from Hook Mountain. There is a version of Prince Adam, the sort of shiny version, the laughing meme from the He-Man Filmation line. And there is, I probably can't see that, that is a Valaverse Steel Brigade Night Ops version from Action Force. So if I pan round then, you can get a sort of view of the toy room. So that is it for my mint on card collection. So please do let me know. Who else collects mint on card? Is there anybody out there that collects all mint on card? I used to kind of look down on mint on card. I thought, no, you got to open your figures. But in recent years, I thought, no, you can have some mint on card, but I don't think I can collect the whole collection mint on card. So you can see sort of where we've gone. So I will leave you with that. So that was Mint on Card Monday. Just a random idea I thought I had to give you a bit of toy room tour. Please do like and subscribe as we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, hopefully in 2023. Lots more videos to come as soon as I can get around to filming them. So I've been Jay. This has been Jay's Toy Collection UK, and these figures are mint on card.